Good afternoon, all of you. In continuation to the previous classes, as we are actually trying to understand about the important taxonomic and other characters of various insects coming under different orders. The other day we tried to learn about the most important order, Coleoptera, and also the important families under Coleoptera, which are actually important for us as far as the agriculture is concerned. Today, we'll have some kind of understanding about the important taxonomic characters and other characters of the insects which are falling under the order Hymenoptera. This is the second largest order after Coleoptera. The Coleoptera is the single largest order in which like 25% of the known insect species are coming under the order Coleoptera. And today we are going to have discussion about the Hymenoptera, which is the second largest order. And the most important way of life for these insects which are coming under this Hymenoptera is a parasitization. They live on other insects through the process of parasitism. And also another important character of the insects coming under this wonderful order is they have a social life. It means there is a division of the labor based on the work what they do. There is a division of the labor, and all these different kinds of insects which are segregated or divided into various types based on the work what they will do. They live together. They lead the happy life. And also different insects will do different jobs, different kinds of insects of the same species. The hymen means membranous. Hymen means membranous. The insects with membranous wings, both the forewings and also hind wings. The insects with membranous wings are all coming under the order Hymenoptera. The forewings and also hind wings, they are membranous. And this is the second largest order. And also this is the order in which you will find the insects with social in nature. And also you will find the insects with parasitic behavior. It means they are really useful. Some of these insects are really useful. Of course, some of them are also pests, very, very rare, but generally they are very useful to the farmers. They are friends of the farmers. The most commonly found insects, the most common insects as far as the order Hymenoptera are bees, wasps, and also ants. Now you can imagine. You can see the structure of the ant, how it looks like. And their body structure is totally different from all other insects. With this brief background, then we will try to understand the most important characters with the help of some of the important pictures. I have a few pictures here which is self-explanatory. You can as well see very easily. As I told you that hymen means membrane. The insects with membranous wings are all coming under the order Hymenoptera. The common insects, as I told you, they are wasps, ants, bees, and sawflies. Where wasps, ants, bees are really useful, whereas the sawflies are dangerous for the crops. This is the second largest order after Coleoptera, and most beneficial order as we find all the insects are really beneficial to the human. They are social living because the insects are classified into various kinds based on the job they do, some kind of division of the labor. And also they have a parasitism as a way of life in most of the insects. You can see in this picture, the left one is honeybee, then followed by the orange banded wasp, then the ant. So with this background, then we will understand the important characters. If you look into the head of these insects, the size is varying, the shape is varying, and the most important character is the head is free from thorax. It is attached, but actually it can be revolved. The head is very free from the thorax. It's not tightly attached to the thorax, and which is extremely mobile. And the antenna is variable. They have a different kinds of antenna. And like any other insect, generally the sexual dimorphism as far as the antenna is concerned is present in all the insects, but it is very, very peculiar, very clearly visible in case of the insects coming under the order Hymenoptera, where, as I always tell, the males will have a longer antenna and also many sensilla in the antenna. So that's how you can describe the male and female, as the male will have a longer antenna, even if the size is similar in both males and females, but the males will have many number of hairs or sensilla or some kind of these sensory structures. Compound eyes, the most important characteristic feature is acuteness of vision. They are very, very perfect in identifying the object, unlike other insects. The compound eyes are always large. The vision is very, very perfect. That's how these honeybees, they nicely identify all the flowers and also the pollen. The mouth parts, they exhibit various kinds of the mouth parts in various insects. Generally, for example, in case of honeybees will have a lapping and sucking kind of mouth parts. The mandibles are always present. The mandibles are always present, and they have a very, very well developed mandibles in all the cases. And the mouth parts, as they have a well developed mandibles, it's a mandibulate mouth parts, but however, it is chewing and lapping type. That is the clear example as far as the honeybees are concerned. The wings, as I told you, they are membranous wings because the order itself is called as a Hymenoptera, because hymen means membrane. They have two pairs of membranous wings, but the venation is reduced. The hind wings are generally smaller in size than the forewings, as the forewings are bigger in size. The hind wings and the forewings are attached. The wing coupling mechanism is with the help of some kind of hook-like structures on the hind wing. That's called hamuli. The both forewings and also hind wings are membranous wings. Venation is reduced venation. You don't find all these kinds of wheels. And the forewing is usually very larger in size in compared to the hind wings, but the forewing and hind wings are attached together during the flight. Wing coupling is So as these legs, as far as the honeybees, are modified for various purposes like antennal cleaning for in case of front legs, wax picking in case of mid legs, and pollen collecting in case of hind legs. This we have discussed when we had a discussion as about the modifications of legs, and especially with special reference to the honeybee legs. But otherwise, in all other insects, these legs are used for walking purpose. The wings, as I told you, that the wings are membranous wings, the fore wings and also hind wings. They have a less wing venation. Number of wings are very, very less. But the wing coupling is with the help of hamuli. Hamuli is nothing but row of hooks in the hind wing, so that these hooks will attach to the anal wings of the fore wings. The most important and the most characteristic feature of the insects coming under the Hymenoptera is, you can see the constricted abdomen. So the first abdominal segment is transferred to thorax and closely attached to the metathorax to form some kind of structure. So that's how the thorax looks like a four segmented, because the first abdominal segment is elongated and attached to the last thoracic segment. That's how it looks like, as if the thorax is four segment, but actually thorax is three segmented. But the fourth one is actually first abdominal segment. And the first abdominal segment, which is called as a propodium, you can see here. The first abdominal segment is called as a propodium. The second abdominal segment is elongated. The second abdominal segment is elongated. A connection between the other abdominal segments and the first abdominal segment. And that structure is called petiole or pedicel. Just look into the ant at your home, then you will definitely find there is a serious gap between thoracic and abdominal segments. They are not attached very closely. You will find some kind of small structure in between thorax and abdomen, and that structure is nothing but the second abdominal segment, which is called as a petiole or pedicel, whereas the first abdominal segment is closely attached to the third thoracic segment. And the remaining all, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, all these remaining abdominal segments, we call them as a gaster. So here you can see in this picture, this is propodium, which is the first abdominal segment, which is very closely attached to the metathoracic region. And the second abdominal segment is elongated, look like a petiole or pedicel kind of structure. And the remaining all these abdominal segments together, we call them as a gaster. This is the very, very, very important, the characteristic feature of the insects which are coming under the order Hymenoptera. You should never ever forget that the structure of the abdomen in case of the insects coming under the order Hymenoptera. And then ovipositor, very, very well developed ovipositor. And most of the insects will have a very, very long ovipositors. And these ovipositors sometimes more than 2 times or 3 times than the body. And these ovipositors are useful for piercing the host insect. With the help of the ovipositor, they pierce into the host insect. Even if the host insect is inside the stem also, they can send the ovipositor inside the stem to find out the host larva, then pick it. Then lay the eggs inside the larva. That's how the eggs of these insects gets developed inside the larva of the host. And that's the reason most of these insects are larval parasitoids. And that ovipositor is very, very useful. And in some, of course, the ovipositor is used as a stinger so that to immobilize the prey. This is the most important characteristic feature as far as the insects coming under the order Hymenoptera. Very, very important. You should never forget that the ovipositor of these insects is really long, and that is useful for laying the eggs inside the host or the prey. And in some, the ovipositor is also used for stinging purpose and also used for immobilizing the prey. As the insects coming under the order Hymenoptera, they are all holometabolous. The larvae is always will not be having legs because the larvae lives inside the host. It doesn't need to travel. It doesn't need to look for the food because the mother insects, the female insects, lays the eggs inside the host. So the newly emerged larvae out of these eggs, they will be living inside the host. They don't want to go out. That's the reason they usually doesn't bear any legs. We call them as a maggots. In some, of course, in some of these insects probably they have some legs. But generally they are all maggots. They usually doesn't have any legs because they are all internal parasites. They are all internal parasites. Learning into all these important characters of the insects coming under the Hymenoptera, we will try to learn about some of the important families as well. The first important family is Tenthridinidae. The insects which are under family Tenthridinidae, we call them as a sawflies or wood wasps. These are the only family insects which are actually causing damage to the crops. They are phytophagous. This is the only family in the entire order Hymenoptera which is actually phytophagous, whereas all other families are actually parasitic in nature, which are actually useful for the farmers. They are farmer friendly. But Tenthridinidae, sawflies, wood wasps, they are the only family with phytophagous nature. They damage the crops because their larva eats a lot of foliage. Their larva look like a caterpillar and it's very active feeding stage and which eats the leaves and all other materials. They are actually stout wasp-like insects. They are very small generally. And adults, they are frequent visitors of the flowers. And most important taxonomic character is the trochanter is two-segmented. And the fourth tibia will be having two apical spurs. This is how you recognize the insects which are under the family Tenthridinidae. If they have a trochanter two-segmented and also fourth tibia with two apical spurs, then you will identify them as a Tenthridinids. Sawflies, then you will go to identification for the species names. So it means, remember, all the insects coming under the order Hymenoptera, they are extremely useful for the farmers, they are extremely useful for the nature, except the one which is nothing but Tenthridinidae. We call them as a sawflies. This is the only family which is phytophagous. All the insects which are under the family Tenthridinidae, they are phytophagous because the larva eats a lot of foliage. They are a small wasp-like insects and their trochanter is two-segmented with fourth tibia having two apical spurs. And you can see here, they have a ovipositor well-developed saw-like. And the larvae is very important to learn. And in this case, you can see the picture here. You can see the picture here. This larvae very closely resembles the larva of the Lepidoptera. They are very small compared to the Lepidoptera larvae. However, they very closely resemble the larvae of Lepidoptera because they have as many as 6 pairs of prolex. Generally, Lepidopteran we know very well that 3, 4, 5, 6 and the last abdomen, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th abdominal segments and also last abdominal segments. It means the larvae of Lepidoptera will have usually 5 pairs of the prolex, whereas in this case, it will have a 6 pairs of prolex. That is the very, very important characteristic. That's how you can recognize which is softfly or which is Lepidopteran larva. The larvae are really phytophagous. They cause damage. The most important is mustard softfly, which is very, very common and very, very dangerous, highly phytophagous, which is causing a serious damage to the crops. The scientific name is called Athalia lucens proxima. Now you know the importance of the family Tenthridinidae, the softflies. This is the only family in the order Hymenoptera which is actually phytophagous, which is causing damage to the farmers, which is causing damage to the crops. And the larvae is actually resembling the Lepidopteran larvae, but the difference between the Lepidopteran larvae and the softfly larvae is Lepidopteran larvae will have only 5 pairs of the prolex, whereas the softfly will have 6 pairs of the prolex. And also the trochanter is 2 segmented and they have a 4 tibia with 2 apical spurs. They are extremely phytophagous, very, very dangerous, causing damage. And the most important example is mustard softfly. And from now onwards, we will try to understand farmer-friendly insects. The second most important family is Ichneumonidae. Ichneumonidae, they are the very, very important parasitoids. They are the endoparasites of other insects. It means they are very useful for the farmer. The common hosts are larvae and pupae of Coleoptera, Hymenoptera and Lepidoptera. Just imagine how important the larvae of Coleoptera, Hymenoptera and Lepidoptera, which is causing serious damage to the crops. And these insects can be killed easily with the help of these ichneumonids. It means the ichneumonids were extremely important for the farmer. They are farmer friends. Very, very small insects. It's very difficult to recognize them. Actually, they are very small insects. The larva, the antenna of the adult will be large, filiform and with more than 16 segments. So of course, the antenna is also, the insect itself is not very big, but however, the antenna is very big. The trochanter is 2 segmented and the tarsi is 4 segmented. Trochanter 2 segmented is very, very important here to understand. The 4 wings, the costal cell is absent and they have a 2 recurrent wings. Of course, that you can see only closely when you look into the 4 wings. Abdomen is actually, you can see here, the petiole is usually curved kind of structure. You can see here, the abdomen is long and slender, but the petiole is usually curved. This is the very, very important taxonomic feature. The ovipositor is also very long. The ovipositor is also very long, and sometimes in some, it is longer than the body. Sometimes it is very, very longer than the body. Of course, all these insects coming under the family Ichneumonidae, not only the family Ichneumonidae, but all the families under the order Hymenoptera, they should have a very, very well developed ovipositor. That's a very important characteristic feature of all the insects coming under Hymenoptera. You can see here the most important characteristic feature is the petiole is usually curved, and the ovipositor is very, very long. They are very, very important parasitoids, endoparasitoids of the larvae and pupae of Coleoptera, Hymenoptera, and then Lepidoptera. Most importantly, Coleoptera and Lepidoptera, because they are very, very dangerous to the crops, whereas some. So with this introduction about the most important families like Tenthridinidae and Ichneumonidae, we'll stop at this point of time. Then we will discuss remaining in the next class. So today we try to understand about the important characteristic feature of the insects coming under the order Hymenoptera, and also two important families. One is Tenthridinidae, sawflies, which is very, very dangerous and phytophagous, whereas the Ichneumonids, they are very, very useful for the farmers. So with this, we complete this class for the day, and we'll meet again to discuss about the remaining families under the order Hymenoptera. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye-bye.